Hey, welcome to Focus on Suppliers, brought to you by 8th and Walton. If you're a Walmart supplier, you understand on time in full. If you're a Walmart supplier and you don't, we've got good news because we're visiting with Mr. Colby Beland from CaseStack once again. Always great to have you here, Colby.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
You know, since you and I have been talking about on time in full for probably the better part of almost 2 years now, we've seen Walmart make a lot of adjustments to their delivery window, to making exceptions for natural disasters. What's new from Walmart as far as new announcements, and do you see anything coming in the next few months?
Well, I wish I had that crystal ball and could give you that answer. We made it through August without any changes, so that was good. The next likely change, if any, comes will be in February, and the only potential change that I could foresee them making would be going from 85% to 90% or 85% to 95%. Walmart has always stated that their goal for OTIF is 95%. And in 2018, we were supposed to see that goal go into effect, but Walmart actually rolled it back. They went from the expectation of 95% down to 85%, and they went from a one-day window to a two-day window. So by going to the two-day window, it became very manageable for a supplier and for carriers to be able to deliver and execute on that expectation. So I think now that Walmart is seeing the success that suppliers are having with the two-day window at 85%, I think it's just natural progression that they're going to be able to bump up to, they may not go all the way to 95 in February, they may go to 90 and then at some period of time go to 95, but it would be fairly easy for them to make the step to 95 as long as they keep the two-day window and get the level of service that they expect. The reason I say that, we've been, as a company, we've been executing 95% plus since April when they expanded to the two-day window. So we know it's possible, and we know that it can be done. And therefore, I think Walmart, it wouldn't surprise me to see Walmart make that next step to, maybe they don't go full tilt and go 95, they may go to 90, but my guess is in February we will see a step up in the service level expectations. And I think Walmart's very pleased with the results that they've seen just since they rolled OTIF out. The reason they kind of stepped it back for the truckload suppliers in April of this year, February to April, they saw significant improvement. When they said we're going to go from 75 to 95, they saw a significant improvement. But where they didn't see the improvement was in what they call their C&D suppliers that had a baseline at 33, and it was only going to go to 36 this year. That was the expectation. So Walmart ratcheted their expectation from 36 all the way up to 50. So they took a pretty significant jump in the C&D suppliers this year, and it wouldn't surprise me that you see another. The bigger jump, I think, is going to be there because you may go from 50 to 75% for those C&D suppliers. And that is what is interesting, is what we pretty much know what's going to happen in the truckload side. For the Tier 1, Tier 2 suppliers, Walmart calls them A and B suppliers, they went from 75 to 85. Everybody's executing. There's a likely next step, 90 to 95. But it's those C&D suppliers, Tier 3, Tier 4 suppliers, that Walmart went from 36 to 50. I think there's going to be another significant jump in February.
So with the clients that you're working with, especially like we were talking about 2 years into OTIF, are there still one or two common issues everyone's having in trying to reach their goal that you're helping them out with?
Well, the biggest challenge in the industry is capacity and cost. And those are the two biggest challenges. And then anyone that is shipping LTL-sized orders to Walmart, just the way that LTL carriers operate on a daily basis, it's not really designed. LTL systems are not designed to comply with delivery at a high service level in a 1 or 2 day window. It's not how they operate. So either LTL carriers have to change the way they operate, which is going to drive costs up, and that's going to roll down, or suppliers have to go find another solution. And another solution would be something like CaseStack that does consolidation for LTL suppliers to put them in a full truckload model, lower their transportation costs, and offer the highest service levels.
All right. So kind of building on that, Colby, when a supplier is struggling with their fines, they really need to get a handle on their process. They come to CaseStack, and how do you get in there and straighten out their process?
Really, it's just the model of consolidation. So LTL carriers have a hub and spoke network across the country that their freight, if it moves from East Coast to West Coast, as an example, is probably going to be touched a minimum of 6 times, possibly more in the life cycle of that shipment. In consolidation from the East Coast to the West Coast, it's going to be touched 3 times max. Off the truck, on truck, off truck, right? So you eliminate the number of touches, which takes a lot of the variability out of the supply chain, and then all those different stops along the way add variability to the supply chain that are taken out. It goes straight from a facility, straight to the DC. It's never touched, it's never handled. So by eliminating that variability, you improve the on-time performance, you reduce the opportunities for delays, loss, damage, theft, that all impact fill rate, OTIF fill rate, and on time. So just the sheer mode shift of going from less than truckload to full truckload. And then the systems, technology, and process that CaseStack offers to a supplier takes the scheduling, appointment scheduling off the plate, and that is one of the biggest pieces of OTIF and being able to comply with OTIF. The way an LTL carrier operates is just getting the appointment within the window and then delivering on that window. We can pretty much, the consolidation is almost like a fine Swiss timepiece. It's perpetual. We do the same thing every week to the same DC over and over and over again, which is why we're able to deliver 95+% OTIF scores for our suppliers, is because it's perpetual. We do the same thing over and over to the same DC, same drivers, same carriers every week, and we take all that variability that exists for an LTL supplier, we take that off the plate. And then on the back end, the customer service support that we provide in managing what PODs and overages and shortages and damages that impact that fill rate for the supplier, that's all part of the service that a consolidator offers that LTL suppliers or carriers that don't. So it's really just the mode shift of going from LTL to consolidation, and then the services and the technology pieces that we've developed that differentiate us from an LTL supplier.
All right, Colby, we always appreciate you visiting with us. Thank you for being here.
Appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you for watching. Ready to take your next step in your journey with Walmart? Contact us at help@8thandwalton.com.